Dear students, it is the fourth video about literature review and the research methodology. In the previous video, we talked about the introduction and the background of the report. Well, what is a literature review? In brief, literature review is the background information, the very basic related information about the topic one is working on. It gives the gap that how much technologies has been actively done before. Clear? So it links up the writer and the reader with the connection of the other related research. Let's read this definition. It's very brief. A literature review has two main purposes. The purpose of the literature review is the background study, the study about the people who have already designed or researched upon the given topics or the related topics. A literature review has the two main purposes: to summarize and evaluate the existing literature. To summarize and evaluate the existing literature related to your report. Clear? Summarize mean that, for example, 10 people you are working on enhancing the memory management, enhancing the computer memory management system, and literature review in summarized form shall give you the chance to read about the works on the similar project by, for example, 50 people have done on the same project. Every person will have contributed in a different manner. Clear? To collect and summarize the contribution of all the people. Clear? It is one function is the literature review, this that it summarizes the information of all the projects done before. Number two, evaluate the existing literature related to your report. Evaluation is mean critical evaluation, mean compares and contrasts between the techniques, approach, methods, tools deployed by the various researchers, and one is able to judge that in his or her research which tool will be more feasible and more fruitful rather than the other tools. Clear? This is called evaluation. It is important to remember that this is not simply a list of resources and information, but requires analysis of the text as well. That it is not simply getting information and giving resources that this research paper has been written by this person about this and its rating is this and it has been published in IEEE or this and that. Rather than it is a solid way of getting information and analyzing the text, that which contribution is better and whose contribution is not better. A good way to think about it is to separate or group your discussion based on the contents of the literature instead of summarizing each research paper individually. This is actually a technical point. It means that rather than some person write a summary of the entire research papers one by one, it is better that he should make the outline, and according to the outline read the research question in entire papers. This is the very handy approach that will gives us a comparative study that what specific point some person says in this, what is the point A and what is the point of writer B and what is the point of writer C and what is the point of writer D and so on. Fine. Summarize. Provide a concise overview of the existing literature. Number two, outline the scope of your report by looking at literature directly related to your topic. Means when you have viewed all the contributions of the people, now you are in a better position to write the scope of your application, your research, that how far it is going to be fruitful and significant compared to their research. Fine. This is very valuable point. Evaluation, that it is able, you are able to evaluate your product, your writing, your research on what are the strengths and the weakness of the current literature. That whatever a research has been done in a particular way, you can, by looking at reviewing the technology, you are able to tell them that what is the strengths and what are the weakness, clear, which person has contributed much and which has less. Are the conflicting results from other academic papers, means how the approach of one person is contradictory, opposite to the others, and what grounds actually they have taken to prove themselves right and nullify the other. When was the study done? It is very important that when was this study done, because the old, for example, some person is researching in 2020 about a topic and he is reviewing the papers and studying the modules and technologies developed 10 years ago, won't be valid one because the time has gone. Maybe the technology has improved much and all those tools and technologies have now been obsolete. So that is not a valid one. Comparison evaluation is always made with the latest study and with the latest trend and which is the latest tool. What gaps exist in the current literature? For example, by reading the different developmental steps and research of the people, you can find out that where is the gap, where the writer in which area is left unattended, is left unnoticed, which area is required to work more on. Fine. This is called literature review. And methodology is actually the research methodology. This is the technique. This is the your discrete way to express the things. Fine. Methodology. This section of your report outlines the equipment and material. Methodology is style preparing of your thing. For example, how are you going to build your laptop? How are you going to build your design your software? How are you going to make your research? That is called methodology. In the methodology, you have to first express your tools, mean equipment, and material. Find that what is going to be used. Find in computer sciences, for in software development, your tools are laptops and CSS and iPods and uh, other tangible and intangible tools, different kind of softwares that help you. And materials, if it is construction company, cement and rods and other things is the material, but in computer sciences, data, information, videos, audios, writings, they are called materials. Fine. You have, I think we have got the enough information about equipment and material. Let's move. This section of your report outlines the equipment and material used while conducting your experiment, as well as the method you followed to obtain your results. Clear? To reach your certain end, what method you have adopted. The method should provide a recount of the steps you took with enough detail and someone could replicate your experiment. It means that whatever the experiments of designing or research you have made, they should be so clear, they must be precise, they must be discrete, that on the very other day, if some other person want to retest, want to reorganize, restructure your research or tool or application, should be able, with the help of those precise steps you have designed in your methodology. In addition, justifications of the methodology you selected should be provided. Any alternative methods should be discussed, and the reason for selecting your method should be clear to the reader. This is very important, that often it is questioned that why have you opted this tool? Why are you working like this way? Why are you following this algorithm? So you must be able to justify by reasons that I have adopted this tool, I have adopted this technology, I have adopted this schema just because of these reasons. Thank you very much. Hope you have all understood. Thank you very much.